Hello. Hey, my name's Larry Hussey. My brands are Drug Force and Xerox Animated Cooking Show. Both are AI animated web series you can watch on YouTube. And I'm looking for an animation studio to produce Drug Force as a worldwide syndicated television cartoon because it needs to go on television because television doesn't have the privacy concerns of the internet. So I really, really am actively every day looking for, hey, super fan, nice to see ya. So I really am every day actively looking for a cartoon studio to produce Drug Force cartoon as a syndicated cartoon. And I'm understanding that show business unions have negotiated all of the terms already. All I have to say is that I'll take scale, which is the first rung in the scale, first rung in the ladder scale. And then that all I have to say is I'll take scale, and then everything's already been negotiated. There's no reason to be difficult in negotiating. So, well, anyway, in a relatively new pair of pants I got a hole in the pocket. So I'm a man, so I'm not used to getting clothes altered. But I knew that even if I bought a new pair of these pants, it would have the same kind of pocket anyway. And so why would I do that? So I wanted to share my story as a consumer news story, and so that it can help you maybe save time and aggravation, because I ended up being a little bit aggravated. Not a lot, but a little bit. And so the first day that I took this pair of pants out, it was Sunday, and it turns out dry cleaners are closed on Sunday. So that's my first tip for you. Let's see, microphone's on. Yeah, okay. That's my first tip for you, is that dry cleaners are closed on Sunday, because I don't use dry cleaners a lot either. So that's my first tip. So then later on during the week, I came back to the dry cleaner I tried to go to, and I said, well, there's a hole in this liner, and I wonder if it's because the inside fabric of it is weak. It's too weak, and so let's replace the whole fabric on the inside of the pocket. And I thought that would be not enough work or something, because I wanted to keep the front half of the pocket and just not the back half of the pocket. The front half of the material was the same material as the pants. I just want to replace the back material, the inside material. And so I explained that. And so he said, well, okay, I'll tell the alterer. The alteration person wasn't there. It was a dry cleaner. So then 2 days later, I get a text from them saying, well, we can patch up 2/3 of it. And I thought, that sounds 1/3 not good enough. And so patch up 2/3 of it. I don't know. So yesterday I picked it up from that dry cleaner, picked that pair of pants from the dry cleaner, and they said, sorry, we just all we were thinking of was patching up 2/3 of it. Yeah. Let's see, 2/3 of the pocket. Yeah. So because I was still thinking that the inside fabric was a bad fabric that needed to be replaced, and then I would have pants that were better than new because they had better pockets. What I was imagining is having better pants than even they were brand new, because I had better material inside the pockets. So, and then this morning I went to an alteration place near me, and I said that to the order taker, and the order taker went back to the alterer, the tailor, and she came back and said, we don't have enough material. I said, you don't have enough? Okay, so I left thinking, you don't have enough material for a couple of pockets? Wow. You're a tailor. Don't you work with fabric? Anyway, I left just mumbling to myself, you're a tailor. Don't you work with fabric all the time? I was just like, you're a tailor. Don't you work with fabric all the time? Well, yeah, what the heck? I know. Don't you? Fabric is kind of your thing, isn't it? That's what I just was saying outside. I was like, isn't fabric your thing? But no, okay, fine. And so Then I went to, I won't, then I went to a major department store that advertises that they also do alterations. And so I went there and I said, well, I'd like to just, this is the inside fabric seems weak. So I want to just replace the whole fabric on the inside of the pocket. And she said, nope, can't do that. She just said, nope, cannot do that. Cannot. She actually was sitting at a sewing machine and she said, nope, can't do that. So I left that major department store that advertises being able to alter things. So then, well, the reason I went there is because it's in a mall where there's an actual tailor across the street. So I went to the actual tailor across the street, and I thought it was like a big tailor, but you walk in and there's this tiny little space. But of course, the back area where they actually do the sewing, that's a big space. But the customer area is a tiny little space, barely with one chair and one changing room. So it has a chair and a changing room. So, and then I came in and I said, well, okay. Then I did my spiel about, well, as you can see, the inside of the material is a different material than the outside material. And I'm wondering if that material is just too weak and it's going to get holes in it because I got a hole in it, got a finger hole in it. And she said, well, that would be too much work and that would be too much hourly pay that you'd have to pay me. And I'm like, oh, okay. I mean, now you're talking my language, I guess. And she said, nope. What I can, where's the actual hole? And I said, okay, well, this is the actual hole. And as you can see, I'm worried about the fabric springing leaks springing holes all over. And because a pocket is really important, you put your change in there, you can lose money. And, and she's like, nope. What I can do is I can patch it up. And I charge in advance. And I said, well, I thought to myself, okay, this is the fourth place I've gone to. This is the third place. This is the second place where the whole business is alterations and tailoring. And so I don't have many other places to try, so I'll do it. So I paid $12 plus tax in advance. And then she said, come back in an hour, which was good. That's really fast. So I came back in an hour, and all that she did was she sewed around the hole. So that is patched. I think there was some material maybe, but she sewed around. It's a pair of pants, so I'm not going to show you. She sewed around the hole in the pocket so that nothing will fall out of the hole. And so my advice to you is, after 8 minutes, is don't ask for them to replace because I've heard that replacing pockets is a thing, but it's not. That's something I wanted to communicate. I've heard that replacing pocket material is a thing, but it's not. If you talk to an alterer, it is not a thing that they do. So do not go in and say, pockets replaced. I know the whole thing, pockets replaced. Don't do that, because that's not a thing. What is a thing is patching up holes. So if you have a hole in your pocket, just ask for that hole in your pocket to be patched up. You have 1 minute left in your 10-minute break. Great to see ya. Have a good day.